Mais là, Decius.
Salve.
Hello, buddy.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius.
Hey,
You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Let's go.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out.
Yeah.
See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it. And I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin. So I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
You chose the girl, right?
The girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuables or the girl? I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
Tu l'as pris avec toi?
No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention?
God.
That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking. Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Decius has got your back though.
Qu'est-ce que tu penses à cause de l'eau?
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Thank you, friend.
Essayez. Puis, tu votes pour qui?
Malleolus. I mean, Centius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
Ouais, hein? Tout le monde... Faut vraiment qu'il a mal fait sa job avec sa fille. Come on, vote pour Centius.
Not going to happen.
Come on.
Very well. Another time.
Oh. Puis, un autre sulfium résine. Présent. Et là, si je m'en vais là, ça va terminer pas mal la journée. Hein? On l'a déjà lu. Always remember they're watching. Ça va constamment regarder. De l'attention. C'est bien ça. Et ici, le shrine peut s'effondrer à tout moment. Information importante. Très importante. Mais je ne sais pas, je vais être capable de l'utiliser là. C'est ça le problème. Donc, on va aller terminer une autre partie d'histoire qu'on n'a pas vue. Puis ensuite, on va retourner à cet endroit-là. Parce que ça va être important. Il y a énormément d'éléments, je vais juste y penser, là, toute la liste de choses à faire. En passant à un autre coffre ici. Seekable, ok. Faut que je trouve un arc, j'ai compris le message. C'est beau. Ah, c'est assez clair. Ah, on me l'a dit. Okay. Là, ce qui est intéressant aussi, c'est que je ramasse des flèches de plus. 246 encore, mon Dieu, je suis riche! J'aurais dû aller dans cette cité-là toute ma vie. 4500 piastres en l'espace. 4700 en l'espace de même pas 24 heures. Incroyable. Incroyable. C'est comme ça qu'on devient riche dans la vie. Tu répètes la même journée, mais tu gardes le cash que tu ramasses. Je ferais ça, recommencer la même journée puis pogner une pièce. Puis après, je ferais des rouleaux. Faudrait que j'aille un méchant sac à dos. Je devrais prendre des 20 pièces d'abord. Oh, il y a une voiture aussi. Oh! Ok. La quête de la citerne a apparu avec cette porte. Et ça, c'est une référence à Sisyphus assez clairement. Il y a du monde ici.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia.
Hey,
Welcome
salut,
to
Octavia.
life under the golden rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Ah! Un peu stressé, tu sais, j'ai vu ce qui se passait.
That's good, in a sense. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying attention. But on the bright side, once you've been here a few months, well, it's slightly less terrifying anyway. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the golden rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned.
Yeah, c'est quoi ton histoire?
Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose.
T'es arrivé comment ici?
Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place.
Oh, je suis désolé d'entendre ça.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
Je veux pas dire Dieu avec S?
Oh yes, of course. A slip of the tongue. If you like.
T'as-tu un chemin pour sortir d'ici?
I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out.
Ouais, non.
I don't put a lot of stock in such rumours, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate.
Essayer d'accepter son deal. Accepter le deal d'Aurélia. Ça va être à faire, ça aussi. Mais la clé, on l'a faite, mais accepter son deal, je l'ai jamais fait. Je vais regarder.
I hope it works out.
Bien sûr. Qu'est-ce que tu penses avec Golden Rule?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
Moi je pense que oui.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine intervention.
On dit qu'il y a un dieu présent. Fair enough. Donc, t'es chrétienne?
Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats.
C'est des gens qui se sont sauvés du feu.
Executions. It was horrible.
Oh, secret, safe.
Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that.
J'espère que t'apprécies. Bon, je vais
All
m'en aller.
right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months.
Ah.
And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
What?
Oh, no. No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Penses-tu vraiment que le suicide il va briser le Golden
I don't know, but it's a crime for slaves to take their own lives. And a debt bondsman isn't far off.
Okay.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Vu que j'ai pas réussi à aider Rufus, je l'aiderai pas. Et la raison est la suivante. Vous allez voir.
I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Scintilla, my love. Il me semble qu'on a vu ça décrit sur un mur. Oh!
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
C'est une meuf. Ah, son suicide n'a pas brisé la Golden Road. On sait qu'on a le droit de faire ça maintenant.
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
Bon point. Qu'est-ce qui se
I'll
passe
have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Oh god. Jump! Moi ça! Là! Ah!
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been
Eh oui.
your magistrate.
Quand Ulpius se suicide, ça fait un trou qui nous permet de sauter par la suite et d'accéder à la villa. Et d'avoir accès à cette clé, qui n'est même pas un vol.
I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens, under my leadership, you will.
Hey yo!
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
Ah, je peux juste
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
Ah, c'est toi qui cause là. C'est toi qui cause la fin de tout le monde. Hein. Il ne sait pas encore ça. Mais qu'est-ce que tu vas faire si tu gagnes?
I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie?
Qu'est-ce qui fait que t'es sûr que c'est pas vrai?
The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real? Nonsense! There's no way you can prove that. If it was real and you'd seen someone break it, then you'd be dead already.
J'ai trouvé un livre.
You mean that book next to a golden statue in the theatre? Tell me, how do you know that statue wasn't put there by Sentius himself? You can't know, can you?
Revis la même journée tout le temps.
What? Oh, I see what's happening here. Another poor, vulnerable soul taken in by Sentius's machinations. He won't get away with this much longer.
Mais si je peux pas le prouver, mais que j'ai raison. Ah, ben logique.
I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people, and that means giving them the freedom to do as they wish.
Fait que peu importe ce qu'on fait... Qu'est-ce qu'on...
Surely, you're not one of those people who believes everything you read. As if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down.
Eh non, on le sait ça.
True, but that is simply because you are mistaken. I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it.
Compris le message? Tu penses quoi de la Golden Rule?
You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants?
Ouais, tellement pas qu'il veut changer ça. Je veux que tu quittes l'élection.
Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands?
Whoa, whoa.
Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Parce que si tu gagnes, tu vas briser la Golden Rule.
Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the Golden Rule. How could you possibly know that?
Ben, je t'ai vu faire. Et je connais tous tes secrets.
Nonsense! This is nonsense! I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow.
Ah, il pense que
And
c'est une
now,
conspiration.
I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome.
Ok. Sauf que... Da-da-da-da... Un escalier. Oh! Mais où est-ce que ça mène? Oh! Hey, un méga tapis rouge en plus. T'as-tu vu ça, comment il nous amène? Oh! Il a capturé la jeune fille! Non, c'est pas vrai.
I'm not supposed to be in here.
Est-ce qu'on peut parler là? Je sais. Où est-ce que tu gardes tes trucs de valeur?
Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed. This is outrageous.
Hey now.
Do I need to call Domitius?
Oh non! Oh non! Oh! Oh! Minerva. Et ici c'est Arès, une fois de plus, ou Mars. Puis, pas l'air d'avoir grand autre chose. Bon, t'as pas grand chose à me dire, j'ai même pas ton nom! J'aurais pas dû répondre ça, finalement. Hein? Ça c'est Minerva aussi. Minerva, ça serait-tu Athéna? Si on se fie à la Grèce? Ça a du sens. Oh, fuyons un petit peu. Hein? Ok. C'est quoi ça? Une note de suicide de Olia. Oh, God. Ça, c'est juste pour faire de la bouffe. Et ben sinon, je peux pas faire
Still
grand-chose.
here?
Oui, je suis encore ici. J'explore le bel environnement dans lequel tu habites, qui est un peu trop grand. C'est un peu... Ça s'est pas bien passé, hein, les répartitions. Ça paraît que c'est pas tout le monde qui arrive en même temps. Ah. Hey, yo!
What now? She's not here. Had to carry... Whatever.
Ok. Maintenant, parler avec la dame ici. Parce qu'elle, on y a pas parlé encore. Puis je pense qu'on va avoir fait le tour des PNJ principales.
Are they? And may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
C'est quoi ton histoire? Ouais.
Oh my.
Comme choqué.
I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Vestal priestess. Où c'est que j'ai déjà lu ça? Un certain poème, je pense. Désolé, qu'est-ce que j'aurais dû faire?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Yeah. T'es arrivé ici comment?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
Une jeune femme nommée Karen m'a amené m'a tiré hors de la rivière, inconscient, puis m'a envoyé ici pour retrouver mon ami Al.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
Connotation négative, d'où est-ce que je suis?
Why is that?
À cause des memes.
The memes? What are the memes?
Hein? Let's go, on explique.
So,
Je suis en train
a
d'expliquer
bit
un
like
meme à
Egyptian
une
hieroglyphs
romaine.
then?
Exactement!
So your people make hieroglyphics depicting this accursed character, the one they call Karen?
Non, pas exactement.
I wonder if... No.
Qu'est-ce que
I
ça?
apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any...
J'ai pas mal parlé à tout le monde sauf Fabia, dans le fond. Ok, on va faire ça.
Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
Je pense que j'ai déjà reconnu un pattern. Qu'est-ce qui est arrivé à Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair.
Yeah.
She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then,
J'aime pas.
about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance. that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
Ok, mais j'ai peut-être un pattern.
You have. Then what is it?
Tout le monde mentionne une pièce, une rivière, principalement.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
Une absence de mémoire?
That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
Un stranger.
Yes. I also had such an encounter. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. You mentioned earlier, you met a young woman in the forest named Karen, yes? I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood? Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths. Don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Ok, mon Dieu. Bathe against the current.
Arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon.
Please, go and stop him, and come back to me once we're no longer in danger.
Okay.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon.
C'est elle fait bien.
To do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
Ok. Mais j'ai pas d'arme.
None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the only one in the city. You'll just have to improvise.
Ok, je
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No. Okay, do not go in there.
Why?
Confiance.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
J'ai lu qu'il allait s'effondrer. Attends, t'es qui?
But now's not the time.
Ok, mon Dieu. Pour ceux qui ont jamais vu, yes, a case. Et ici, la statue d'une divinité encore. Mais maintenant, ce qu'on va faire, c'est aller discuter.
Stop right there. I am looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
Ok. Donc, ce que je peux faire, c'est dire que je connais pas un Quintus. Ou, vu que j'ai sauvé Fabia, elle ira pas dans le shrine qui est en danger de s'effondrer comme j'ai déjà lu sur le message. Si tu lis pas le message puis que t'as pas vu ça, ben malheureusement, c'est elle qui va mourir d'avance, puis là t'as plus accès à cette discussion-là. Fait que là j'ai comme un peu accéléré les choses énormément. Sur beaucoup de points en fait. Donc...
Thank you. For your service to the Empire,
Là, sinon, je serais pogné qu'une longue
I'll let you
discussion.
live for now,
Et
but you
malheureusement,
best make sure our paths don't cross again.
l'assassin nous briserait la Golden Rule. Et ce faisant, ça irait pas bien pour nous. Et avez-vous remarqué qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans les mains? Un arc. Je vous le dis, j'ai tout testé, presque. Que tout. Puis je pense qu'on va terminer en essayant d'accepter... Oh. Attention! Il peut s'effondrer à tout moment. Merci pour ton arc. Ici, le bounty pour un certain Quintius. Aurait des yeux de couleurs différentes. Ok. Et une pièce sur lui qui concorde encore avec le pattern remarqué par Equitia. Fait que là, étonnamment, on a déjà trouvé une grosse partie. Fait que là, ce qu'on peut faire... Oh!
You there! I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying.
Bon, on commence
No
quelque
idea how
chose
you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
Go on.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
Dude.
Well, between you and me, I found an old scroll from years ago, hastily written, in which the author claimed something extraordinary and terrifying. He wrote that when the golden rule is broken, statues spring to life all over the city, wielding golden bows, and begin firing golden arrows at the inhabitants.
What?
Supposedly, one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty. A terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
Vous dire de faire attention.
Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not? Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Oh, no.
No problem. Allow me to explain. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask.
Oh,
the one thing priests and
Ares.
poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
La version romaine de... Désolé si la musique va arrêter, mais juste... C'est goddess Artemis, c'est pas Ares, Artemis. Fait que Diana, ça serait Artemis dans le fond.
Precisely.
Vu que ça a
I
l'air
can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that
transposition de
temple
toutes les
staring at it,
divinités.
trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking, you know what.
springtime?
Do you just love springtime? Bon. C'est quoi, tu veux, je le vois?
Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away.
Yeah? Pourquoi on peut pas juste le prendre?
Because the gods would see you, of course. Hence, my proposal.
Ça veut dire qu'on va faire quelque chose, mais dans le noir. Puis pourquoi tu peux pas le faire, toi?
I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you.
C'est pas extrêmement dangereux.
When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
Très bon argument. Très bon argument. Il a juste été attaché puis mangé à tous les jours ses tripes par des aigles. C'est vraiment...
Only because he was silly enough to get caught.
Wow. Non, Prometheus, il l'a pas eu facile. Hein. À tous les jours, il se fait dévorer les tripes. Par Zeus. C'est quoi
So,
question
are you in, partner?
Ah, je vais le faire, mais appelle-moi pas partner.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment.
Okay.
And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Wow.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.